And we back. And we back. And we back. And we back. I knew I should have said that I was gonna shoot for later in the Instagram story. Ah, fucked it up. I even brought my dinner. So I guess it's mukbang first, and then after mukbang it's drawing. But we're here now. We're here now. I'm gonna go change the stream title real quick. All right, but it'll be a little while before we get into the drawing. Let's shoot for before 9. I think that's reasonable. It was another late climbing session. Met up with a friend that I haven't seen in a while, so even though I'm kind of supposed to leave earlier from the climbing sessions, I was inspired, motivated to hang for a little bit longer with an old friend. Hello, hey Maya, how you doing? How have you been? Have you seen the new Superman movie? You good? Keeping yourself busy, that's good. That's good. Me too, man. If there's anything I'm doing, it's keeping myself busy. It's pretty fun. I talked about it for a little bit the other day. It's like quite James Gunn. And I think it's like, I don't know, it's kind of the way, or a really good way to do a Superman movie. A lot of the visuals are fun. A lot of the ideas are fun. The characters are fun. And that's like the main thing about why I say it's very James Gunn, is the characters are very like playful and clearly flawed, and like in like interesting, relatable ways, I think. Yeah. And then there's like a lot of fun shots where like that feels very James Gunn, and nice, cool fight choreographies as well, if you're into that sort of thing. Yeah, James Gunn is really fun to me because and like his characters specifically, because I feel like they generally feel very like real people. Like, what if real people were superheroes? Because they have the same sort of like normal character quirks and flaws. It's not all of it is like the weight of the world on your shoulders. Some of it is also just like, I can't quite figure out like a good hairstyle, or I'm really bummed that people aren't liking the names of the superhero group that I've made, or yeah. I'm a little tired right now, so rather than, I'll let the crisis just sit for a little bit. I really need to like have a breather. I mean, if you're not into superhero movies, it still is a superhero movie. I like superhero movies a lot. Always have. I'm aware that it's very often like a less, it's a less, what's that? Like deep, profound type of film. I think it's good fun. If you didn't like, I don't know if you've seen the Guardians of the Galaxies movies. If you don't like those either, you're not gonna like the new Superman, I think. Unless you exclusively didn't like them because you're into DC rather than Marvel. Yeah, but it's very that same vibe of playful as Guardians. Same type of comedy as well. I really like those movies. Some of my favorite superhero movies. You forgot everything about him. It's good music. Guardians, that's a big thing actually that the films have got going for them. They kind of, it's Chris Pratt, right, in the lead, like as himself, I guess. It's or maybe that's just like the character that he's become famous for. It's just like a very what's the type of person? It's like the man-child character trope, I think. Like he's not quite mature. Like that's his biggest flaw. Which is which is probably why it resonated with like a very large male audience. Recently you watched Transformers 1 and it was entertaining. The animated movie? Yeah, the new one? That one was like, okay. I don't know about Transformers 1. I mean, it was, sure, it was fun. It was fun. It was very stupid. It was very stupid. And sometimes, I don't know, the writing was like off-puttingly bad. But there's fun, like I laughed a lot at that movie. There's like fun stuff in there. What's his name even? They had like weird names. It's like D26 or D24 or whatever. Is Megatron. I forget Optimus's name. He's Optimus. Well, yeah, but they call him something else. D16 and Orion Pax. Orion, you have proven yourself in the eyes of Primus. The first Transformer, who's now obviously the planet Cybertron. How have I been? Doing good, doing good. Yeah. Yeah. We stay busy, we stay streaming. It's been good. Yeah, internship's nice these days. Having a lot of fun with climbing and bouldering. Just went with an old friend. Life's good. Life's good. I still have like half my food left. Yeah, Transformers 1 was fun but stupid. I like Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts is another new superhero movie. Again, I like superhero movies. I don't mind them. That one I wouldn't. I don't know if I'm as ready to recommend Thunderbolts. But there's definitely cool stuff in there. It's better ways to spend your time though. I mean, especially if you don't like superhero movies or if you're not into them. You're not picky? But you're not into superhero movies. I guess that's not necessarily being picky. It's just like a genre preference that's super fair. Other good movies? Watched anything good recently? Thinking. Nah. I think you're biased against them, but you'll probably be entertained. I see. I mean, there's a lot of them, especially recent Marvel ones, that are just kind of whatever through and through, and then it's some action and it's just spectacle. But I think there's a lot as well that are like more than spectacle, that are also have like interesting emotional moments, for example, or relatable characters. And spectacle is always like a big part of a superhero movie, but that can be fun. I'm looking for my reference. My reference is here. I just deleted it. Control Z. There you go. I can definitely recommend Guardians if if you haven't seen them or don't feel like you've seen them. Again, probably better movies out there. I like those ones a lot. Especially the second and third one. But that's probably just because those were the ones that I like watched. I saw the first one, just only like a couple times. Second one I've seen a lot, and third one maybe 2 or 3. You seen that Silk Song is out? I imagine you must have. That's like it's been popping off. I mean, as it should, right? Those people have been working really hard on that game for a long time. Hollow Knight was great. Everybody was so excited for it. I haven't seen the review reception for Silk Song. Okay. Maybe it's a little hard. Hollow Knight wasn't really your thing. Yeah, me neither. I learned with Hollow Knight that Metroidvanias are just like a genre that I don't vibe with them. I hate wasting time in a video game. I hate wasting time in a video game. And inevitably with a Metroidvania, I feel like I end up wasting a lot of time. Because it's just like navigational, like, oh, that's over there. Where's that thing? I gotta get the shield bug pendant from the map guy in the sewers. But where's the map guy in the sewers after you've defeated the daddy longlegs in the glades? Oh, he's over there. And then it's like there's a lot of like wiki warrioring, or a lot of like playing suboptimally, and like either of those takes away from the gaming experience for me. Like if I have to Google a walkthrough a lot, you were just bad at it. Fair enough. I like the difficulty, actually. I like playing like difficult single player games. Like Hollow Knight was fun. Celeste I really enjoyed. Binding of Isaac. But it was really like the navigation bit of Hollow Knight, and the fact that it's like with a Metroidvania you can't just learn all the systems, because the system, like, stuff will change after you do certain things. Yeah. It's crazy because I really like roguelikes specifically. Maybe it's with a roguelike, it's really often. Actually, I'm gonna have to eat some words, because with The Binding of Isaac, that game, I did a lot of like walkthrough work, and I was fine with that. I don't know. There's something about a roguelike is so upfront with how much you'll lose progress and how much you'll waste time, because sometimes you'll like just lose a run. It's so in your face that it's maybe okay for me. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, most games you start out bad at, unless you have experience with similar games, right? And you get there over time. I wouldn't pick up a game like Binding of Isaac, and I probably wouldn't enjoy a game like Binding of Isaac now, because I don't have or want to put 600 hours into a game like I did with that one. But I enjoyed it back then. I'm not even saying I would do it again. But but I did enjoy it when I played The Binding of Isaac. So Binding. No, okay, so it's 500 hours, and then I played the original one for 44 hours. It's actually not 600 hours. Great game, great game. Good show, good show. Nah, Silksong's getting good reviews. I saw one that was bad, but generally, very positive. Very positive is pretty good. Oh, sorry about that. Sorry about that. Watch me watch the Silksong trailer. Peak content. Yeah, no. They just showed the map. Horrible pain. So much time spent navigating in a Metroidvania. Yeah, not for me. Not for me. Have you tried Celeste? Do you know Celeste? That's a fun game. And you can kind of, with Celeste, you kind of choose how difficult you want to make it. In the sense that, like, you could stop after, like, the mainline game. Is this my pivot into reaction content? No, because I'm not going to throw it on stream. I'm not going to throw it on the screen. I disagree with reaction content as like a, I don't know. I don't want to be doing that. Not for me. You were bad at it? I feel like for anybody, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just too much of a gamer. You can hear the capital G there. I feel like anybody could reasonably well beat Celeste mainline. Like main storyline. Maybe I am too much of a gamer. Maybe that's not true. Because I did a lot of the B and C sides as well. Like almost all of them, I think. In only 43 hours, so. Little flex. Complete all C sides, it says. That's 8% of players do that. %70 of players beat the first level. And let me just come on stream and flex my Steam achievements. We can look at the Isaac ones, but a lot of them are like, because there's just so much shit to do in Isaac as well. So a good amount of them are going to be like, oh, 3%. I guess not. It's like mainly 8. 6, 8. I guess a lot of people spend a lot of time in this game, huh? You think with these games you personally don't feel motivated to play them or get better at them? You like your games to be story driven? Yeah, it's like a temperamental thing. I liked the idea of being like competent at something, right? And then I just kind of pivoted that into art later on, right? Yeah. See, I don't, yeah. And I don't really like story-driven games typically. Because I run out of patience. Yeah. I don't know what that is. If I am to be like invested in a story, I prefer it to be like something that I kind of do passively, like a movie, movie, book. I don't know. I'm just not as much of a gamer anymore. I think that's the big thing. I used to be, but now I'm not. We're like almost ready to draw, I swear. Maybe it's like if I'm invested in a story, I want it to progress. I don't want it to be locked behind me having to do stuff. Yeah. I'd rather just like very often with like story-driven games now, I'd rather just like watch the cinematics. Or sometimes I watch like a playthrough. Attention span too short for video games. Video games are just too much work these days. Okay. 3 minutes. And then if I'm not drawing in 3 minutes, I've read that the world will end. The prophecy says so. You like having an incentive to keep playing? Yeah. Yeah, that incentive to me was always like developing a skill, feeling like I'm developing a competency at something. Or competence at something. All right. Well, come on. There it is, 1 mark. We're drawing. The world will not end. We're drawing before 9 o'clock. Phew, yeah. It was a close one too. Thank you, my streamer. Yes, yes, yes. Let's get the cult going. Let's get everybody feeling like they're dependent on me to to stream, or the world will end. This sounds like a good, healthy thing to do. I kind of fucked up the background at some point. Maybe an earlier file version has like a better background that I can rip. Today, the mission is to finish the turnaround and put flats on it. That could be really cool. Imagine that. Imagine like a finished project. That would be so sick. To do that though, we do need to move. What was my idea behind this? My idea behind this was I would take this orb with the lines, where the lines for the orb. It's these 4. At this point, just merge them. Merge them. Sick. Then we would grab these 2 layers, copy and paste them. Nope, both. You're good? You're the right one. Okay. Grab these 2 layers, put them up here, copy and paste them, rotate them, just for a little bit of variety. In the design sheet, copy and paste them, rotate them, copy and paste them. Sick. Like so. Delete the old one. And then the idea was to grab... Well, first of all, let's merge all these again. Sick. Amazing progress. Then we go and put in like a general lighting scenario to each of these. I've been listening to Plastic Hearts a lot again recently. Apparently just one of the albums that I really like. Am I doing these right? Just about right. It's really good for biking to the bouldering gym. Yeah. One of the best functionalities I've found for that album, probably. Because it's so, I mean, it's so passionate, angry. And it's good. That's good. That's what you want when you're going to the gym, to tear some holes off the walls. And one of the last things is I also want the color of the lines to vary across the surface. And then we highlight it. And that's like, that's an orb done. Then we do that to all of them and it's like, okay, we understand the material, and at the same time, there's like some variation. Sick. I like that it's not like a completely shiny smooth metal, but that it's got a little bit of texture, a little bit of tooth to it. I think that works out nicely. I could have done a better job of designing the spheres, the orbs. I will admit. And that admission, I mean, that could be the time to do it. I don't see it happening. I think we'll be moving on. You pick your battles. Sometimes you're like, I could do this project better, and then you do the project all over again and do it better because you can. Sometimes you let it go. You go, oh well, we'll get him next time. This is one of them, we'll get him next time sort of times. Cool. That is... That's that one. 2 out of 4 orbs. Man, imagine how good it's gonna feel when all the orbs are done. Wow. Imagine that. I think like Disco Elysium is the last video game that I played that was like very story driven, but then again, you just know that my ass did not finish Disco Elysium. I have no idea if I got close. And it's probably even like a super satisfying, like swelling story arc at the end. I don't even know what that looks like, man. Like that's something where I'd low-key be like, maybe I should, like, maybe I could watch just like the end of a Let's Play, just so that I know like, oh, what does one ending to Disco Elysium look like? I played it on Switch and it kept crashing? Damn. Well, that's not your fault. They can't hold you responsible for that. The gaming police. Now my thing, that's entirely my fault. I just didn't fuck with it enough to finish it. Okay, that's 2 orbs done. 3rd orb coming up. Sick. Wait, no. There we go. 3 out of 4 orbs done. Was it worth it? I don't know. It does help to make it look less like I just duplicated one object 4 times. It does break up the monotony a little bit, is what I was trying to say. Hello, hello, hello. How is Jacob Nation doing? Jacob Nation population 1. That's me. The nation's doing fine. We're all quite happy with the current elected official. He's doing fine. He's making sure to get sleep, which is great because it affects all of the citizens of Jacob Nation. Having fun, hanging out. It's appreciated. How's Themios Nation doing? Hope his policies are reasonable. Yeah. He's I mean, some people, his critics might say that his policies on nope, blanking, joke's gone, moment's gone. He lost it. Just ate and watched some JoJo. Oh, the entire nation. Where you at in JoJo? What rock band is the villain named after? You made them do it. Cool. So that was the orbs. Sick. Now we can just like put in the all right. And Clip Studio is cool because it has you can hide the layers with the rulers on them, which I did. Everyone has Italian food names. Oh, they stopped the rock band convention? That was so fun. Guess at some point you run out. What season is this? The Italy season? How long is the cap supposed to be? I have the call out somewhere. Don't draw it on this layer. Not the one. That's the one. Cap is supposed to be, yeah, definitely longer than what we've got there. You've only watched the first and now this one, the fourth. Yeah. Well, I mean, JoJo is one of those shows that has like a just so much happening between seasons that I don't feel like it's necessary to really get the continuity. There's a big bad vampire guy cursing the family. And then Joe stars through generations fight him. It's like a fresh start every season. Yeah, and then sometimes you'll have like some of the all-stars from the previous seasons come along, tag along, right? How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's supposed to be 6 there. Yeah, I can see that. I like a lot of the JoJo outfits. Maybe you could have guessed, seeing what's on my screen right now. It's not one-to-one, but there's something about the craziness of it. So this is the no arm version. It's often smart to do like a no arm version of the side view and a turnaround. The pants we figured out. Let's just do the work and figure out the rest of the back view. Left arm is up. And the right side has the ripped shirt. What else? There's some elements that I still haven't even implied in the front view that need to go in the back view of the design, or that I haven't fully drawn at the very least. Like, for example, the big metal piece. Is supposed to terminate in a zipper down here. Down. Huh? Come on. There you go. Stop doing that. There's hella no inactivity. Just because maybe I'm sitting a little bit still. Also, how the hell did... Oh my god. That's annoying. the same TikTok wants me to shadow box. Yeah, it's not a call. It's the TikTok streaming software that I'm using that makes that noise once in a while when it detects inactivity. The thing is, I can turn it off. Maybe there's another way to turn it off. There must be. Sound effects, 0, advanced settings. I wonder if that's gonna work. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah. Because there's like a, in the sound mixer, in the volume mixer, strike a pose every 10 seconds. Yeah, in the volume mixer on my computer, I can turn off something called media SDK underscore server, and that turns off that sound. But that also turns off my music on the TikTok stream, and I don't want to do that. Yeah, anyway, I was doing work. Okay, let me just pan a layer to the top of my file. Maybe I just need to make sure that I'm perpetually jamming to the music. It's not gonna happen. That is not gonna happen. All right, I need to figure out. Oh my God, it didn't even work. Oh wait, it did, it did. Now all my rulers are on this layer. Here we go. Put in some rulers, go to the layer, and the whole point is that I need the big metal piece here to wrap around. Holy shit, that's high. I don't want it that high. Which definitely means I want you a bit, want you a bit lower. Can I not select just the one ruler? Please? Wait. Oh my God, they always make the rulers on the lowest layer. I guess that's fine. I can select just one ruler. Sick. Okay. I just need to be on the correct layer. So you went there, which that's a little annoying that it's the height of the belly button, but it's fine. I'm gonna live with it. And then I do not want you to be that high. Maybe that's fine. It is like it's a big, unruly shape. It's like, damn, that gets in the way of like a lot of like motions. We're just gonna commit at this point. We are wrapping up the design. We're not reworking it. Yes, yes. Yes, yes, y'all. Yes, y'all. Guess who's back again? Yeah, sure. And then that messes a little bit with... Nah, it doesn't. We just put like a torn edge on this piece of fabric and then we win. We stay winning. Everything still makes perfect sense. Nothing's wrong or needs fixing. Okay. And that's where you put like one of those slider bodies. Do we put a zipper on this one? I don't know. Maybe this one gets to stand on its own. A pull tab is what I meant. Do we put a pull tab on this one? I think we're indeed not going to do that. What else is going on? What else is going to happen? Well, and this is a little bit annoying. We're going to do it on another layer. There's this like triple piece of drapery. Coming out of the angular belt in the back. And it should be that low, so I nailed that. Look at me tying my shoe. I did that. High five. I did that. And look at that bow. Okay, I'll stop. Roommate showed me this meme the other day. It's like a it's like a cute anime girl like sitting on a couch all cute or whatever. And then it goes, "Oh, I really love your niche references. Are you usually ignored in large crowds? Are you usually ignored in large groups? Bigger groups?" Thanks, man. I think it's low-key like a really good trait though for like a streamer to just like pump a bunch of niche references into the content. That my streamer does that. You'll hear his name many a time. It's Northern Lion. He has like a library of like, and it's just like, he didn't go out of his way to find them. It's just the references that he's picked up through his lifetime. And in aggregate, they become one big that wasn't necessary. No, my mate didn't have to do that to me. But in aggregate, they become like there's like a library of media that the Northern Lion will reference. And if you know that library of media, which I know some of it, you know, but if you know that library of media, I can imagine how it must feel like you're part of it. You're part of the club, man. You're in there. Like, you're almost as cool as the streamer because you know all of his references. Isn't that sick? That's how you get him. Is you make him think that there's more to you than meets the eye. You make him think that. That's how you get in their little heads. So that's that extra piece of drapery. And then in theory, in theory and in practice, we should give you the little monster stripes, little energy drink stripes that we've got going on with the design. I did make it blue over here. I think that was like maybe like a fumble. When you wrap around, you're black, yeah. I think it's better if it's black. You think I make a good streamer? Sick. I pump out content regardless of audience. I don't care if nobody's watching. I'll dance like they are. Wait. You're supposed to dance like they are watching you? That's one, I feel like, yeah. There's different qualities to dancing like nobody's watching and to dancing like somebody's watching. I don't know if you've ever heard this like there's like a grind set quote where it's like, do everything like somebody you respect is watching you. Like everything, like brush your teeth like somebody you respect is watching you. Like do it with the same level of like self-reverence and solemnity dignity and seriousness that you would if somebody you respect were watching you. I'm not saying do that, but I am saying, you know, maybe there's something to that sentiment. Like if you carry yourself day by day as if somebody you look up to is really watching, I imagine you'll make strides in whatever you're trying to accomplish in life. Because that person you respect would be making strides in that, and you would want to show them that you can do that too, right? So I think there's something to that idea. Okay, how to burn out in life? Oh, you think? I don't know, man. I don't know. If somebody I respect were watching me, I would want to move at a sustainable pace, because I would want them to see me as a kind of guy who thinks of the future and gets sleep. I would want them to see a guy who works, but doesn't take everything too seriously. Doesn't work too hard. There is a too hard to work. Don't do that. That's a little whack. This is a little fucked up. A little miscalculation in how I drew that. When I met Espen Lashad Roy, he told me, you know, essentially go hard in the paint. He told me, run, man. But stay sane. He told me, oh, you know, stay on top of physical and social health. Talk to people. Exercise. That's a part of running as fast as you can. Right? And this isn't like news to me, but I appreciate that he put a lot of emphasis on that, for sure. And I just think that you can factor that into the doing everything as if somebody you respect were watching. You can factor in that, well, you would want to show them that you can work at a sustainable pace. Anyway, the point was, there must be some times where it's good to dance like everybody's watching. Like somebody's watching. Especially if like you're performing. Because somebody's watching. I understand how the other one's more poetic. Dance like nobody's watching. Could that someone you respect be yourselves? You can get behind that. Sure. It's a little redundant that way, no? Because you are watching. Well, you're at least around. You're there. I don't really do it. I don't really imagine that somebody I respect is always watching me. There's something to the sentiment that I can appreciate. That's all. That is all. There's something to the sentiment that I can appreciate. So I think this is the full pants area sort of worked out. Should be. Oh, right. Her back should be bare. It should. There should be like some... Because that's like a fundamental part of her character. Is that it is that? Is that it is that? Is that her back is bare? How low does that? Not very, not very. I did crop that quite high, quite intentionally. Which makes that a little bit tricky. Maybe it's just like, oh, they clasp downwards. It might be that simple. And then there's like a, well, it should be a different tattoo in this one. Just like play with the fire motif maybe. I think you can do that. I think you could do it where it's like, oh, before I do this thing, is this how, say, future me or past me would want me to do this thing? Before I procrastinate hanging up the laundry today, is this how I'll want to have done things when I wake up? It's like a version of it that's like friendlier, more accessible maybe. Fire motif, I think, is a fine idea. Just need to like draw it appealingly. This is the big, this is the medium. Maybe the small could like shoot off. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Not super hyper feeling it, but that's fine. Where's the, we have a tattoo here on the right. On the right side. Coming in, rounding this corner. Probably. What else? What else? What else? I'm not super duper feeling the tattoo, but it's like fine. Doesn't have to be perfect. It's a little fire motif thingy. Cool. And right shoulder needs hold the phone for 1 second. Because you're the one who has the zipper bricks, the gold bricks lining it. But it has that on both sides. See, that's not very asymmetrical and cool. So ideally, this ends up here. And you get to just be this torn edge thing. And then this part, this side comes in here with the gold zipper bricks. Yeah, yeah. 1 more hour. 1 more hour. Okay. We lower the table. We lock in. First, we go get a glass of water, which means probably fucking TikTok will make noise at you. So I'll turn off the sound for that for now. And then I'll be right back. I see you try to steal my stream. I also see that it didn't work. Though I commend your use of the devil emoji. I also think it's a little difficult for a puny chatter to take over stream. That's preposterous. Truly. Truly, truly preposterous. Man, so crazy how a character is not fully designed once you've done the front view. Isn't that wild? You also have to put stuff behind the character. That's crazy. Like on the other side of it, but there's nothing there. There's nothing behind my monitor. What could you guys terminate in? Well, maybe it is just like using this shape again. But then it feels whack to use it up here. Maybe this should just like become a point. Or like end with one of the bricks. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. It could be better, but it's fine. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Maybe we should have made one of the sleeves a different color. Yeah, I don't know. I like it. Only only thing is a friend of mine is doing fan art of the design, and I did tell him that the front view was locked, but like, you know, he doesn't have to he doesn't have, just because I update the design now, he doesn't have to change it. He doesn't have to. Everything's good. Yeah, that's not what we want. That's what we want. This might even be like too much. It might just be too much. I guess I would have to. Oh, I can't just do that. Sick. We will just do that then. So I like the idea of pushing some more asymmetry. It does feel like there's a lot of this accent trim now. Like a heck of a lot of it. Just want to tone it down a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. It's a little hard to say what I like better. This definitely feels like tamer now. This feels like pushing a little bit too much detail, probably. Angel on your right, your design is amazing. Your friend will have so much fun recreating it. Devil on your left, change it all. Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm not gonna change all of it. It's just like little balancing touches, right? Essentially, I said this would be locked here. I'm really not changing very much. Just potentially the asymmetry of the coloring here. What we'll do is we'll see how the math works out. Other than that, you're so right. We'll see how the math works out with the colors of the back view, and then we might change it depending on how that looks. That's gonna be my strategy. Need to put in the cap for the back view. And you're gonna have these tassels coming off of it that will go here and here. Whoops. Here and here. Made this one a little too long. There you go. And this one, which that's a little annoying because you're getting in the way of like important design elements reading. This is the one where you might want to do like a without the cap on one, like a without the cap and a with the cap call out. Because then you get to do this and fully overlap. Fully cover up some of the design because you're not covering it up in every part of the design sheet. Ayo! New chatter, new chatter. Wait, no. Oh, wait. You were here the other day. You were here yesterday. Now, today, good sir, yes. You are catching a full hour, well, 52 minutes of the stream. 52 full minutes. Of this design stream. Every stream I do on this character, it feels like I am doing like the last stream of the project. Yet there seems to keep being more work. Really pretty model. Thank you, Drewer myself. And you go how far down? This far down. There you go. There you go. Do we see the braids from the back? We do. We do. I'll take the liberty and just raise it a little bit for silhouette clarity. I guess. Yeah. I'm like, maybe we shouldn't see the braids from the back. Or maybe it's just like a matter of like making them a little bit less unruly so they're not that dramatic / distracting a shape. Oh my god. That one time I said slash in public school, I said the word slash instead of saying like or. I also said slash, like the English term, instead of just saying the Danish word for or. That was something my class never let me live down. But there were many such moments, so. Just vividly popped into my head the PTSD. Okay, sipper. Sipper? I hardly know her. We've been here for a while. I'm sorry. I've done that before. Did I dive into English content early on? Yes, that's why my accent. Lot of American YouTube growing up. You don't understand the joke? You've never gotten it? I hardly know her. Well, you say a word, or somebody says a word, that has an sound to the end of it, right? And then the joke is, oh, you say sipper, I hear sip her. Oh, that's a funny. I can't sip her. I hardly know her. And I guess the classic example, right, is when somebody goes, you fucker. You know? Got it. We're there now. We're all there now. Sick. It's a really stupid joke. It's like that one Butterface. This is one I don't know. All right, class. I teach art and I teach jokes. Both are things which you can find someone with a much better understanding of. Give me a sec. But her face, yeah, no, I did get that it sounded like that. I didn't get the context in which you would utilize the joke. Is J pronounced like Y in Danish? Yes, yes. Like Yanis or Yorios. Yoke. But we do have like a bunch of English words that we borrow frequently in Danish. Like joke. Okay, this is looking really messy. It is a little messy, but it's gonna look way. Those are Greek names. Yes, this is true. It's gonna look way less messy once we draw the rest of the fucking owl. From where am I? I am from Denmark. I am from Denmark. I love how you were impressed that I knew 2 Greek names. I guess most people don't. Am I worried about the wars in Europe? I don't know. It's not gonna make a difference whether I'm worried or not, right? I generally don't worry too much about news. I tend to agree with what's his face, Michael Moore. He did the Bowling for Columbine. That sort of documentary has this take about the culture of fear, which is more of like an American phenomenon. But you see it in like news channels like the world over, that it's like your moral obligation to follow international events that you can't possibly do anything about as like a private person. It's your moral obligation to follow them and be in the know about all the atrocities being committed the world over. Just cause you're like a better person if you know that like how fucked the world is and you feel like it's your fault even though you can't do anything about it. So I'm not big on following news. You know, you make sure you're like enough in the know about what happens in the world, or like your local country, city, sphere, that you're not like a danger to yourself or anybody else. Then apart from that, I just kind of let the news and the world run its course. Okay, now, if I am not wrong, we have enough information to do the line pass of these designs, of this turnaround. Which, great. Let us indeed. draw everything again, but better. Where's the... You... Get out of here. Sick. Of course, you gotta strike a balance. You can't get too defeatist about it. You still, you know, voted all your elections. Maybe you meet somebody who seems to have like an obviously like an opinion that obviously hurts other people. Let them know, help them understand. Like try to make the world a better place where you can. It's just something about like also being aware of where can you and where can't you. And like big global international policies and wars, I'm not the guy to fix that. Oh, wait. I also need to put you in here. And then there's stuff. You guys are here. Sick. Amaze balls. Have I already worked with Riot or any product from them? Like in outsourced studios? Nope, not yet. Not yet. Could be cool though. It's a really cool IP. A lot of like the world's best artists have been on it at some point. Oh, thank you. You're so kind. I've been studying for a while. So I actually technically haven't even graduated yet. Currently I'm doing an internship. A company called Pan Art Studio. And that's really nice. But I haven't done a lot of official work for yeah, so this, sorry, Pan Art. I haven't done a lot of official work for anything because I've been mainly in education. So this is the company I'm interning at. I'm allowed to say that, but I can't disclose what I have worked on for them. Anyway. So yeah, so I haven't done a lot of work for official work for any company, any IP, because I've been studying. Still currently am technically studying. And I've made a point of, while studying, just trying to, you know, do my best to improve in the areas that I really feel like I need to improve in, rather than try to get work while studying. I've really been like, okay, well, right now I'm studying. Let me do that. You're also trying to join the industry? Yeah, it's tough out here. There's a lot of us. It's a pretty cool industry. Seems like a cool thing to be a part of. It's really competitive. Are you in? Do you do character art as well? Or do you have like another specialization? Trying to do concept art for creatures. Nice, nice. I mean, a lot of people like creatures. I think there's a little less competition in creature art than in character art. Like fantasy beasts. Yeah, creatures, creature art. I think the competition is a little less steep in that field, though, you know, who's to say? Yep, you would. And then it should cross over like that. Yes, correct? Yes, we'll cross under. Good news, finish your influence map. Sick. Who's on there? Who's on there? It's always an exciting thing. Took me a while to put my first influence map together. And then I immediately like made the misplay of like changing a bunch of it. There we go. So an influence map. The idea, I've been I have a couple of posts of it up on my socials that I've made recently. It's not my idea, but the idea is to curate your personal art style a little bit. So I can show you mine real quick. The idea is to pick specific artists from which you want to be inspired. Yeah, so that you avoid like a super disparate art style, and so that you know which direction to head in. Yeah. So for example, here's mine. A lot of comics artists. I go through it on one of my Instagram posts, so I won't right now. But this is what it looks like. These are like sources of inspiration for me, and it's very easy for me to figure out what to work on now, because I know I want the skills that those people have, so I can just look at their art and study that. Nicholas Cole, yeah, he's been popping off recently. Baldy Conine, I know, yeah, that's great stylized work. What games, anime, and what comic? very curious. I'm very curious. You are leaning up a little bit, so we'll be seeing something like that, and then coming out at like an angle. No, wait, other angle. There you go. Is this even... You do something similar, but not so close. Yeah. I mean, so it's really easy to get stuck in like, oh, there's a best way to do all this shit. There isn't necessarily, but I don't know. To me, the influence map was a helpful tool because my art style was very disparate, very incongruent, inconsistent for a long time. And so a friend of mine mentioned this influence map thing, and hey, maybe I have something to gain from doing one. And so I did. Yes, 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 y'all. Yes, y'all. Guess who's back again? Metroid Fusion, One Piece, Metroid Fusion, Ultimate Spider-Man comic, Pokemon, Crash of the Titans. Crash of the Titans, okay. Pokemon, Ben 10, Hearthstone. I don't know Metroid Fusion. So One Piece is definitely, like, as far as I can see, like your outlier. So a pro tip would be like, be aware that that's a very big, it's in stark contrast to your other picks. So just be very aware how you use One Piece to inform your style. This is wrong. I didn't intend to draw this way. This is incorrect. Yeah, with the influence map, just like figure out what are the odd ones out, and then make sure that you don't try to force them into your work too much. Because then you might end up with like a just as incongruous style with just as clearly mixed influences as what you might have done if you didn't do an influence map. Anyway, I'm glad that it seems like a helpful tool to you too. What do you like from One Piece's character writing and the superpowers? That's great to hear. That's great to hear. I also don't think of all the stuff of my influence map as being specifically like inspiring the art style. A lot of it is to me, because that's like a lot of what I care about, like in general as well, is art style, or just art craftsmanship and specifics of it that often pertain to or interact with the style of the piece, right? Like, oh, I care about like a good form understanding, so it's really important to me that a lot of the artists on my influence map have a really good form understanding of form. Yeah. Yeah, but I think it's also good to have stuff that's just like inspirational to you, like One Piece. I just wanted to point it out in case you were thinking of that as like a big style inspiration as well. But it seems like you're good. It seems like you're kind of goated with the sauce. But yeah, it's a great tool for like visualizing where you want to be, right? I have mine as my and have for the longest time had mine as like my desktop background. Is this too much? Is this too wide? Let's find you at the lowest. Should be a bit higher. How much time have I spent on this model sheet? 2, 3 eternities? I don't know, man. It's it's been a little while. It's all on stream. Man, it must be something like 20 hours by now. I don't know. Don't know, to tell you the truth. But it takes time. It takes time. It's only the evening streams. I don't know. 15 to 20 hours would be my best bet. But I can't fully tell you. I have to admit, I'm probably more inefficient on stream. I talked to a friend today about how I must be more inefficient on stream. But it's not necessarily like worse practice. Like when I'm on stream, I am practicing art. For sure. And I'm trying to narrate my process. I'm trying to be very intentional with how I practice and how I draw. It's not necessarily worse practice than when I do it on my own because I am being so intentional with the process. But it is definitely different practice. Like if it has strengths compared to just sitting and practicing or working on my own by myself, it definitely also has weaknesses. And there's some efficiency things that happen, I think primarily. That would be the biggest thing. 20 hours is fine. Yesterday you spent like 4 hours doing silhouettes and you just did like 10. Well, 20 hours, I've done 3 silhouettes. It all takes time, man. It all takes time. And it takes more time the less experienced you are. The only thing is I really try not to waste time on like too many like needless tasks. We talked about that the other day. Work smart, not hard. Or, well, work smart and hard, but don't spend a lot of time doing work that nobody cares about and that is not making you better as an artist. If you're doing work nobody cares about, let it be like studies. Let it be like exercises for you. Can't work talking to friends in Discord because you take three times the time to do a circle. Yeah. I definitely used to be that way. I'm hoping that I'm getting better from the streaming. Like I am managing to do some work. Some amount of work. It's this is way better than like having to work while talking to friends on Discord, because I get to dictate the narrative, the tempo, the theme of the talk. I get to narrate my process and nobody complains. I get to take 5 minutes as an aside to be like, okay, how do I draw this zipper? They feel even better from side view. Yeah, I think it's a cool detail. And I'm happy with, like, there's a lot in this design that says zipper to me, but I've used the motif in different ways in different locations, which is really nice. I only have like one classic zipper. I like that the chain also like invokes the idea of a zipper without being one. So yeah, tooting my own horn a little bit. There you go. I like some of the design decisions in here, which is nice. It's a good feeling. Cool. And then just the torn edge. Bucciarati from the JoJo season you're watching also has many zippers on his suit, and his stand is the zipper man. Like how metal works in Riot Clothes style? You thinking like the render? You like the render or because there's definitely like a certain render to like a Riot metal. Oh no worries about it being random. That's cool. I'll probably look up that guy. Like I said, I like a lot of the JoJo designs. Definitely like the crazier ones. As well. So this leg has tattoos on the front, so we won't see them from this angle. I think it could be cool to let the other leg have some tattoos on the side, probably like this. So we'll do that when we get to that. Burn that bridge when we get to it type deal. Which, no, this case it's definitely just cross the bridge. I like Malifaux. Malifaux are Metaphors are mixed up metaphors, or messed up metaphors. I must have talked about them before on stream. Like, I really like It's Not Rocket Surgery. Classic Metaphor. Or We'll Burn That Bridge When We Get to It. But I think it's better if you use, like, It's Not Rocket Surgery. You can put in anytime you would say it's not rocket science, or it's not brain surgery, heart surgery. I don't know. I don't remember. That one just works. You just slap it in anywhere where you would use the normal metaphor. I think We'll Burn That Bridge When We Get to It works better in situations where you're actually talking about some form of destruction. I don't know what that would be. Like, you've made a snowman and then you're like, oh, we gotta get rid of this at some point. Yeah, we'll burn that bridge when we get to it. Or... well, if ever you're talking about ending friendships or breaking up with someone, that's a good point. That's a good point in time to be like, we'll burn that bridge when we get to it. Cool, there we go. That is actually most of the side view drawn. Oh, right, the shoes. Like, decently balanced, it's fine. Oh, outside. Lower the malleolus. Don't draw the arch of the foot too much. Also, don't draw the... or I guess don't end at the big toe. Side of the foot. Outside of the foot. She's supposed to have a bit of a heel. Liquefy tool my goat. And what else? We're looking at the right side right now, her right side. So no chains. No chains. When is the room tour dropping? Probably never. I don't know, it's not very interesting. This wall's nice. I like the wall that you can see. The shelf is cool. Yeah, this is a good shelf, but you're already looking at that. Low and the workstation's nice. Low key, my favorite part of the room is the workstation. You guys can't really see that one, but you're interfacing with it. In Denmark, you guys have someone that is like a big artist. Brazil, you have Mike Azevedo. He is the Hokage of digital art for most people. He's really, really good. I don't know. We have Espen Lash. Espen Lash is pretty damn good. Maybe he's the shining star of Denmark at the moment. Yeah, probably, huh? I think that would be my best bet. He does riot art too, so he's like really super popular. Very, very skilled as well. Espen Lash is like Superman for you, very resilient, very resourceful. He's cool, yeah, and he's been doing it for a while and picked up a thing or two. Did portfolio reviews 3 days straight all day? Yes. Yes, he did do that. Yes. Very kind. Very kind man. I'm more impressed with the kindness of that. But that's maybe like, I don't know. I am very impressed with the guy. I think he's got a lot of achievements you could pull up right now that would just be like crazy. Hard worker. But doing. We don't need, this shoe doesn't need to be that long. Or shouldn't be. Cool. That's the side view without the arm. All good and lined. Yeah. Yeah, I guess, wait, really? Is this art station like empty? He's on that anti-AI shit. That's wild. Shit, I don't know. He's very active on Instagram. I don't know where his work would be available then. What did we even do today? What do we even? He has some pieces on Instagram. Yeah. We did the quick render on the orbs. Oh, we did hang for a bit early stream, and I was a bit late, so this was like 2 hours of work. Did the quick orbs, did some corrections to the design. finished designing the back view, which was not designed yet. So that's what a lot of the stream was about. And then now we've lined the side profile. So I honestly think at this point that tomorrow might be the last stream for this design. This could very well be the case. Purgatory affirmative. Yeah, good pull. Good pull. Because all we need to do is just line the back view and slap on local colors and then do a little bit of layout. And then it's done. And it's like a nice little package. Slap it on Instagram, post it to ArtStation, move on with our lives. Yeah. Fun times. Dude, hang tight. Yeah, because it's literally just like stupid line work, and then slapping on local colors, which should be quick. All the tough work should be out of there now. We have the callouts. You think room tour would be nice to see someday? I mean, sure, it might happen. It might happen, but it's just like it's not a very interesting room, and it's gonna be nice and clean too if I ever show it off. So it's just gonna be like empty white boxes. You admire people who do line work. You go as fast as you can to not use it. It just depends on the finish that you're looking for, right? Line work and flats is a quick finish. That's a quick finish for like a tight proportional drawing. If you're doing like any kind of rendered finish, yes, you could get there faster if you just learn to do it with shape exclusively, which we're also working on. We did that this morning. Anyway, I think that's about it. I have a little bit of work to do this evening, not too much, but I better get on that. I'm not gonna lock in for the last 3 minutes. Maybe we say goodbye to TikTok first. Goodbye TikTok. End live. End it. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Yeah. See you guys.